Good morning. Storytime with Sam, 12 out of 12, the final Storytime with Sam. Thank you to everyone who has watched this series. That's another year done of true commitment. Last year being Tax Tip Tuesday, and this year Storytime with Sam, and managed to post 12 videos, so happy with that. So what did December 22 bring? Well, it brought the delay of MTD for self-assessment. It also brought Christmas, although that hasn't happened yet. At the point of filming, it's Christmas Eve, so by the time I post this video, Christmas will have been and gone. I hope you all had a wonderful one. So back to MTD for ITSA. I've had a lot of people ask me for my thoughts and views on the delay, and I may well write an article about this in 2023. But for now, I have posted a couple of things on LinkedIn, giving my views on it. And I also ran a poll on LinkedIn, which if anybody is interested, it's worth heading over to and having a look at. There was some really good comments on there from accountants and bookkeepers about what they're doing now that the delays have come in, and whether that's going to impact their plans for the practice in terms of getting small businesses onto software. So I'm not going to focus too heavily on the MTD delay during this story time for Sam. But what it has made me realise and think a lot about is that there are certain elements in business and in life which are outside of our control. It is so important that we remember that the elements that are within our control are the ones that we focus on. So back to MTD, sure, we had to prep for it, we had to think about it, we had to communicate with clients and staff about it, but we never had control over the implementation date of MTD for ITSA. But what we do have control over is whether we want our clients to do certain things by certain times on certain software. All of that is still within our control, and just because HMRC have put a delay on MTD ITSA, it doesn't mean that we need to change our plans. Some practices will, but if you do want to still get all your small businesses onto software, you can still go for that, and that's what to focus on, the elements that are within your control. Another thing that came into my mind when I was writing the text of this post is the 31st of January deadline for tax returns. If you truly, as a firm owner, do not want that mad rush for the tax return deadline, you can get rid of it. I know that because I know that practice owners who have got rid of it and for whom January is just like any other month. There's still a deadline, there's still stressors, there's still a few clients that they might have to kind of push for that information. But generally speaking, January is no different for those firm owners than any other month. I'm not one of them, unfortunately. Maybe one day I will be. But my point being, these practices have very strict rules that clients have to abide by. So if it means that much to you, and if it is truly what you want, then you are in control of that. And this can be brought into anything in life. So let's move on to Christmas. So I've spoke to a lot of people in personal life and in business whom this year are really struggling with the build up to Christmas. And when I say struggling, I mean they're feeling too much pressure and stress to actually enjoy the build up. And it got me thinking that if that's you, and in parts it is me, those things can be changed. So we can adapt our businesses so that Christmas can be that slow tail off towards the back end of the year and we can have more time off work. If you are a business owner, that is within your control. And I think far too many people, me included at times, sit unhappy in a certain situation, but expect things to change without doing anything different, or expect things to be different without making and committing to changing things. So if you want more time to prep for Christmas, adapt your business accordingly. And on the same note, if you don't want to mission around on Christmas Day visiting 4 or 5 different houses and different family members, you don't have to. So you that is within your control, and you can take those pressures away from yourself. Anybody who loves and cares for you will understand if you'd rather they come to visit you so that your children don't have to spend the day missioning about, or understand that you've chosen not to do Christmas cards this year because they stress you out and you see them as pointless. Anybody who does care for you won't hold that against you. And I think it's so important that we remember what the things that are within our control are what we should be focusing on. So I'll leave you with this statement. Never abandon yourself to write somebody else's story. And that's what I'm heading into 2023 thinking about. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and Happy New Year. See you in 2023.